Mindfulness is about appreciating the here and now, and we can do that in different ways. So, over this month, we're learning how to be mindful in formal ways, which is the sort of the sitting practice and really the body scan as well, when you're actually focusing completely on the now, the here and the now, and nothing else. But there's lots and lots of informal ways to be mindful, and that's hopefully what I'm going to share a bit more of this week. It's so important to appreciate the here and now, and it's a useful practice to sometimes look for what we can be grateful for in a day. And I know that can be really hard at times when really difficult things have happened in our lives, when perhaps we lose someone, perhaps we lose our health for either a short time or for an indefinite time. But throughout all that, it is possible to find a positive and to find something that we're grateful for. So no matter how difficult that sounds right now, what I'd like you to try to do this week is at the beginning or the end of every day, do a 10-finger gratitude exercise. And you might find that the first couple of fingers are relatively easy, even if we're going through hard times. We can maybe be grateful for the people that we do have in our lives. We can be, if we have lost someone, we can be very grateful for the time that we had with that person. As we get to fingers 4 onwards to 10, it can be a little more difficult. And that really is what mindfulness is all about. It's noticing the little things in life. The little things could be that, okay, say we've had a flooded house. We can be grateful for the fact that we actually have a house that got flooded. If we are unwell, we can be grateful that we live in this country where actually we get a very good support system with our health. It is looking for that positive through the darkness, and that can help us just look at life in a more positive way. So it could be a challenge for some of us this week, but I want you to take it on and just bear with me, try it. So 10-finger gratitude exercise, either in the morning as you wake up, looking at the day ahead, or at the end of the day. And maybe by the end of the day, as the days wear on, you'll have begun to notice those little things, like noticing the greenery, noticing the crops that are growing yet again, year after year, the crops that grow for us in order to feed us and the cattle and the livestock in the area. So that's the gratitude exercise. The other task that you have is the mindful awareness task, and that's finding something different to do in a mindful way this week. One that can challenge me, I think, is brushing my teeth with my other hand. So using the other hand to brush your teeth. And it completely, well, just using my left hand I find tricky. So automatically things are different. So that's a suggestion. There was one that I'm not sure if I'm going to find now, but there was one about hair brushing. And there was a test done, I think, on, I do believe it was gorillas, but we know that there's a lot of links between humans and gorillas, where the act of brushing or combing, picking out whatever, the other person's hair or the other gorilla's hair, the coat, was as satisfying, or I think more satisfying, for the person or gorilla that was actually doing it. So there's been a bit of research done on that. So whether it is brushing someone else's hair in a mindful way, and that can be difficult if you have little children, I know, because some little children don't like their hair brushed. And I personally am not too keen on other people brushing my hair, or brushing your own hair in a mindful way. And if you don't have much here, then giving your head a massage. Um, anyway, it's just looking for something that you can do in a mindful way. So that's your mindful awareness task for this week. And the third exercise is going for a walk. Now, some of you may already go for a walk, and I don't know if you're like me, but quite often I can go for a walk, come back, and not really have looked or have a memory of exactly what I had done. And actually, I've got an example of this. The other day I went out on my bike, and I haven't been out for a while, and I decided it was a good morning to just relax, do something for me and enjoy. And after about half a mile to a mile, I suddenly realised that I had been thinking about work, thinking about all of you. I had thought about a couple of situations in my family, and I realised that I had not been looking at the countryside at all. So at that moment, I noticed what I had been thinking, put it into my basket, and continued pedalling. And all of a sudden, I noticed the different plants that were at the side of the road. I noticed the animals in the field. I could hear the animals better. So I pedalled along, and sure enough, after a while, the same thing happened. And again, I noticed, I didn't beat myself up. I kindly pointed out that I was meant to be on a relaxing bike ride. And again, it was usually work and family thoughts that had popped into my head, trying to figure things out. But I told myself, no, this was not the time. And again, back they went in the basket. So the mindful walk, and I do want it to be a walk this week, not a bike ride at the moment, because a walk is slower and you're going through life at a slower pace. And that's what we're really trying to practice. And I'm going to make an effort to do this exactly along with you this week. So take 15 to 30 minutes, go for a walk. It can be anywhere, because a mindful walk can be beautiful even in the middle of a city. So when you're out walking, be aware of your feet on the ground, and that might be rough ground, it might be pavement, it depends where you are. Feel your body as you're walking. Be aware of the movement, be aware of how you're walking. Is it comfortable? Are you walking with a good posture, a poor posture? Not necessarily changing anything, but just noticing what's happening. And then also notice what's around you. Notice the cracks in the pavement. Notice the bird in the tree, or the bird perched in a building, or on a windowsill or something in a building. Notice the detail of the clouds. Look up. Stand for a moment and look up. I love now looking up when I'm in amongst trees and looking at the different patterns of the light on the different leaves and so on. So take time to enjoy that. It's just 15 to 30 minutes. It's not far. If you find it difficult to walk at the moment, then just try that 15 minutes. 7.5 minutes out, 7.5 minutes back. And that's maybe something you can build up on. But that level, there's not a competition in it. We're not seeing how far we're going, but it's how much we can notice. And also, like me on my bike ride, notice which thoughts keep popping into your head. The ones that you are maybe meant to have in the basket for the duration of that walk. Just notice which thoughts are popping in. So I think that's us for this week. Please, I'd like to hear feedback. So let me know how you're getting on with the different tasks. If you've got any questions at all, please do ask. The people on email, just pop me an email. People on Facebook, just drop me a message and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So enjoy your week. Bye.